was born on a riverbank where the dust blew through the pines. Daddy taught me early how to read between the lines. Mama said the world was rough and men could lose their way, so I learned to ride young, never knew how long I'd stay. Trouble found me early like a shadow on my trail, and every mile I traveled told a different kind of tale. At 16 I crossed a gambler who swore I'd done him wrong. He called the sheriff on me before I knew what was going on. I never meant to run, but the law came down too fast, and suddenly my future was chained to my past. From town to town I drifted with a name I couldn't shake, and every dusty sunrise felt like more than I could take. One night in a quiet tavern, the sheriff took a seat, badge shining on his chest, boots heavy on his feet. He said, "Boy, I know your story, and I know you ain't all bad, but the law don't care for reasons, it only cares for what you had." He warned me, leave by sunrise, don't make me choose my side, but pride can be a prison when two men won't let it slide. At high noon the street was silent, the dust hung in the air. The sheriff stood before me with a heavy honest stare. He said, "I don't want to do this," and I said, "Neither do I. But sometimes a man must stand where he refuses to die." The wind held its breath as our hands hovered low, and in one single heartbeat the world told us both to go. When the dust settled down and the echoes grew still, I stood there alone on that sunny burned hill. Not a victor, not a villain, just a man who couldn't stop it. And I walked away in silence with his badge inside my pocket. I rode out of that town with a storm inside my chest, not proud of what had happened, but I'd done my very best. The badge felt heavy, like a truth I couldn't shake, a reminder that survival always comes with some heartbreak. I didn't take it as a trophy, didn't take it out of spite, just a symbol of a moment when two men met the night. Now I ride through the valleys where the coyotes cry at dawn, and the stories of that showdown keep following me on. Some folks call me outlaw, some folks call me brave, but I'm just a man who learned that freedom has a price you pay. And when the moon climbs high and the desert winds unlock it, I still feel the weight of that badge inside my pocket. tomorrow on a horse built to last. And if the world remembers me, let it be for how I walked it. A man shaped by choices, and a badge inside his pocket.